So now we're broadcasting on Facebook, we're broadcasting on LinkedIn, we're broadcasting on my YouTube channel. So we're gonna deal with questions. Victor has asked a really good one, being when you post, how much of a comment do you want to put above the post? And it should really be limited to maybe a line. I hope you enjoy this. Well, this is my quote for the day. This is my positive thought for the day. And putting something up there like that gives some people something to look for. So every day, this is my thought for the day. And your prospects will come to look forward to seeing them. Hey, I can't wait to see what Victor's thought for tomorrow is going to be. Boy, the one he sent me today was outstanding. You have no idea the effect of some of these posts are going to have, not just with the people that see it, that are directly connected to you, the people that get them, if they like them and there's no message on top or at the bottom, have a tendency to eagerly share it with the people they're connected to. A personal trainer, for example, that has clients connected to them on Facebook or LinkedIn will appreciate your posts about persistence, about exercise, about setting up goals. I mean, there are literally all kinds of motivational posters that you could put up that will fit the audience that you're trying to reach. So putting things up about exercise, putting things up about persistence, putting things up about never quitting, about do today something that your body will thank you for at the end of the year. Those are the kinds of things that a personal trainer would share with their prospects, with their clients, with their customers. And you end up, you have no idea the reach that post can have. Years ago, when I first started to do this on America Online, I had someone that worked for Disney, and actually they were in the HR department. And I found out that they took my motivational messages and they were posted in the employee sections. They have an underground at Disney World. Literally, the staff can get around, and they took a picture and sent it to me. But my motivational messages were being posted every day to all the employees at Disney World. Who knew? Somebody could see it, and they left, mentor 2006 at AOL.com. I never knew it. I never heard from anybody that saw it, but you have no idea what the reach is. So the less you say above it gives, again, it adds to your social media influence. People start looking for it. And now what we're seeing is posting not just static messages, but messages that move are getting more attention. Now, that's one little piece of your daily activity. Yesterday, we went over kind of streamlining the searching feature so that you want to get into a habit of being able to go online and in 15 minutes be able to reach out to maybe 6 or 7 people, make those connections. But your work, I want to call it work, the fun starts when they accept the connection. Now you have all the opportunities to start talking to people.
Hey, Max, can you still hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay. When you get a reaction from the post, how do you use that reaction? How do you respond?
That's a great question. Now, when you get a reaction, if somebody makes a comment, the tendency would be to respond to the comment in the post. And you don't want to do, you can do that, but it gets lost. Because whatever you write back, I mean, sometimes you end up with a comment back and forth with someone, and it's attached to the post. So what you want to do is you look at who reacted to the post. If they're connected to you, then you send them a private message directly to them. Hey, I'm glad you like the post. You start a conversation there. So you've got a continual record of what you're saying to that person. 3 weeks from now, if you wanted to restart a conversation with that person, if you had to go back and look for that post 3 weeks earlier, it'll drive you crazy. So somebody likes the post. You got a couple of options. If the person is somebody that you know, if it's someone that you've had a conversation with, and the beauty is that, again, there's a record. You bring up the profile of the person, you look in the message center, and you can see how long you've been connected, what kind of conversations you've already had. And your response would be, well, I'm really glad you liked my post. Let's say you've never talked to them. Now you could look at their profile and you could say, we've been connected on LinkedIn for 7 years, but we've never really talked. I'm glad you liked the post. What do you do? Or what's new in your world, depending upon who they are. If you do know them, then you just restart the conversation and catch up. If they're not connected to you, if it's someone on your second or third level, then you could use their comment or the fact that they liked what you did to bring up their profile, send them a connection request. And in the message, in the note, I noticed that you liked one of my recent posts. I looked at your profile and see we have a lot of common interests, so let's connect. And you're going to find that a good portion, especially when you're trying to build your list of connections, you're going to find that a number of people that you're not connected to are going to reach out to you. By the same token, you could be making posts and people who see it go over on LinkedIn to look at your profile. They don't react to the actual post, but they go to look you up to see who's this sharp guy that shared this great post. So another feature is you go and you look at the people on LinkedIn that looked at your profile, and you can send them a message. I noticed that you looked at my profile. So I looked at yours and see we have a lot in common. Let's connect. It can be that simple. The idea is to keep it simple and to keep your messages short. And always focus on the other person. What's happening on LinkedIn, the amount of people that are getting on there and just blasting out their commercial right out of the gate. It's increasing, and LinkedIn is having issues with it. They really are. They're going to start clamping down on the protocols for communicating with people. Otherwise, they're paying members. Remember, you can use LinkedIn for free. They've got great services, but they're looking for subscribers. And if you subscribe to LinkedIn and all you get are these promotional messages from people trying to sell you things. In fact, think about it. The words that we choose in our headline are designed to attract people to you. You tell somebody you're an internet entrepreneur, a home business, you use the word coach in your profile, it's like waving a red flag in front of a bull. But you can use that because as people are approaching you, even the people that are trying to sell you something, what's the benefit of being connected with somebody who's trying to sell you something? Well, if you're connected to them, most of the time they have no clue how LinkedIn works. Once you're connected to them, their connections are on your second level. So immediately you're connected to their prospects. So the people that they're trying to sell to are going to have a lot in common with you. And if somebody's trying to sell you something, you look at who that person is. You look at what are they trying to sell? Are they working for somebody, trying to sell you leads, trying to sell you a system? That's going to happen a lot. So now we look a little further. How long have they been doing it? Show me somebody that's been at it for, let's say, 6 months. What you do is you take the subject off of what they want to talk about, and you talk about them. When somebody's trying to sell you something, thank you so much for that information. I really appreciate it. How long have you been doing this? You know, what did you do before you did this? Because this is their job. And you know that they're most likely not having a whole lot of success doing what they're doing. And so, I mean, we've seen examples. For example, I was working with one person and we were talking to a very, very sharp guy, had a stellar resume, and he'd been working for this company for about 1.5 years. And so we asked him, you know, is this your company or do you work for the company? He said, well, he was vice president of marketing. He'd been working with them for 1.5 years. So I went back and I said, and he was a recruiter. So I asked him, I said, you know, do you have an equity position, you know, in this company? I mean, are you getting a piece of the action, or are you just, you know, their top recruiter? See, a recruiter gets a base salary. Some of them just work on commission. But the ones that have a salary have expectations from their employer to do a certain amount of work. They get paid when they match somebody up for a job. They get a percentage of the first check. They may even get the first check. But the difference between being a recruiter for a company and being a recruiter in network marketing is, with the company, you get one check. In network marketing, not only do you get paid when you bring them into the business, but you get paid every month a portion of what they do. So we went back to this guy and we asked him, so do you have an equity position in the company? And he came back and he says, he was initially hesitant to answer. And then, you know, he came back and he said, well, yes. And, you know, we got him to the point where he was willing and open to doing something else. And then we ran into his aversion to network marketing. And his aversion to network marketing was legitimate. It was based on his personal experience and his perception of the overall industry. So you're not in a convincing business. But if you like somebody, for example, you know, Victor, I like you. Now, if you told me that you had an allergy to peanuts, as a matter of fact, or analogy to shellfish, in fact, you got to be really careful, because if you eat something with shellfish, I mean, you could end up in a hospital with a terrible shellfish reaction. Well, if I knew that there's a great restaurant. You can go there to eat, and they're famous for their seafood casserole, and it had shellfish in it. I mean, I would tell you because I don't want you to get sick. Okay, now you can make the decision. Do you want to go there? But why would I? But if you were going to be close to that restaurant and I wanted, to experience a great meal, I would tell you, do I care whether you go or not? Of course not. But if you're talking to somebody and you know that they're struggling financially, all right, and they've got a negative attitude about network marketing that is solely based on what they know. But we know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know. And sometimes people's perception of network marketing that's negative is negative because of what they experience. So we dig a little deeper. Look, I am not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to say I'm a network marketer. And when I meet somebody like you, we have a script in the scripts book. When I meet somebody that I like and they're struggling, they're looking for something to do. They're tired of working for other people. You're going to run into people that, work in retail managers. So they work in one store for 8 years. Store shuts down, then they go to work for another store. They will spend 25, 30 years working at different stores until they're locked out. Maybe the store goes out of business. Maybe they're making too much money and the store wants to come in and restructure. And when COVID happened, we were looking at people that worked for companies. JCPenney was a perfect example. You could find people on LinkedIn that worked there for 30 years and they lost their job. Now, somebody that's a regional manager for a big chain that's been working there for 30 years, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do? They're going to go back and manage a store. What they found was that when they went back to look for other jobs, they could not get the salaries they were getting before. In fact, what a number of stores were doing, they were shutting down. When they opened up again, they said, we got good news and we got bad news. The good news is we're opening up again. The bad news is because we're going to be on a limited schedule, we're going to pay you 50% of what you were making. So what are you going to do? You're going to say no? So you took the 50% hit. You went back to work hoping that at some point in time, they were going to open everything up again. And in most cases, they never did because they could get somebody that has your experience, their experience, for less money. And that still exists today. So you're talking to somebody that's in that situation. Your position should be, you become an ambassador for the network marketing. Okay? I don't care, Mary, if you get into my business. I am on here. I am building a team of excited, goal-oriented entrepreneurs that are in the process of changing their lives. And I'm looking for people like you, really and truly. But the bottom line is, I'm not trying to sell you anything. And when I meet somebody that's as exceptional as you are, that has a genuine reason for being anti-network marketing. And believe me, if I went through what you went through, in fact, if I listened to all the people that are pitching you on network marketing today, I wouldn't get involved with it either. I have a textbook example of someone, great back and forth conversation, built rapport. The person really was open to looking. And then when we went to show him the business, and it was Melaleuca, person comes back and he says, oh, somebody just told me about that 2 weeks ago. And I don't know enough people to where I feel like I could really do that. Now, their answer told us a lot. Their answer told us that whoever was pitching them on the old way that people were promoting your business. We're going to go out and we're going to tell all of our friends. And so the person absolutely said, thanks, but I don't know enough people. And so our response was, whoever you talk to about our company was not trained on the way you build a business using social media. Your answer told me that you were being pitched on old school, out of date strategies that don't work. So I don't blame you. If someone had told me what they told you, I wouldn't have gotten involved with it either. But I don't, here's the thing. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on the validity of network marketing, rather, to get into my business. But you're a nice person. And if I provided you with enough information that would get you to consider getting back into network marketing again, because it's not the way you think it is, then I've done my good deed for today. Someone, some company, some leader is going to benefit along with you. If you ever found a company, there's 3 things you need to be successful in network marketing. Number 1, you got to be working with a company where you're passionate about the products, you're passionate about, or the service. That's first. Then you got to get excited about the company. But typically it starts with the products, products and company, put them together. Second, we're talking about a business. We're talking about a business. You want to get into a business with somebody that has the experience, that has the ability to help you be successful. There's nothing sadder than being in a company with somebody that doesn't have a clue as to how to build a business, which is one of the problems with network marketing. People get excited about a product. They're buying the products. They love the products. And then they discover, there's a money-making opportunity here. Only the person that told you about the products is dumber than dirt. Okay? There's no way they did you a favor. Could even be a relative. You know more about business than they do, but they got you in the company because of the product. Now you want to build the business, and they're not connected to anybody in the company that can help you. They become an orphan. And they're out there struggling, and they end up spending a lot of money trying to figure out a way to do with the business, and they're throwing their money away. So if I explain to you, and I could change your life by giving you this information, you may not get into business with me. It's okay. But I would love a year from now for you to come back and say, Max, the day that I met you was one of the best days of my life, because I found a company, like you said, that had products I could get excited about. I found somebody to work with that's a genuine leader. And then the third piece, which is equally as important, is you got to have adequate online tools to be able to conduct the business. And you have no idea how many companies out there don't have them. Those 3 things. So for all kinds of reasons, the person didn't have success because they were shown the wrong things. They were taught the wrong things. Oh, you have to go and you have to approach the people that you know. Back, I think it was the last time I wrote, I actually published a hard copy book. We called it Make the Internet your warm market. What's the first thing that you do when you get into a network marketing? They tell you, make a list of your friends and go out and contact them. No. You call your friends up and you start a great conversation. You're talking to somebody that we went to high school with. Hey, it was great to hear from you. And then you pitch them on your business. The whole conversation goes to hell. But you're connected to people on Facebook. You're connected to people on LinkedIn that you've never talked to, that making one little post can catch their attention. And we start a conversation and we resist the temptation to slam them with your business. You don't have to do that. Your profile tells people enough about what you're doing to make them curious to ask you more. You heard last night from Lane. He has somebody that was in a network marketing company with years earlier, watching what he's doing on Facebook, watching what he's doing on LinkedIn. He's going, what are you doing? What you're doing sounds interesting. So you get the people that you're connected to, where you get people that see what you're doing, and they approach you. The dynamic of the conversation changes. And truthfully, customers, look, you'll eagerly take on any new customers. But when it comes to building a business and building a team, the higher you set your standards, the better and happier you're going to be. The more the person that goes into business with you understands the business, understands the nature of the business, understands what they have to do. And it's your duty as their sponsor to let them know. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that information. They don't have that experience, and they're never shown what to do. Oh, just go out and, tell people about it and sign them up. But you have to take these people and you have to show them what to do, what they have to do if they're going to be successful. Otherwise, you're just you're a salesman. And for God's sakes, if you're going to sell something, sell something that's commissionable, where you can, where financially, you can do well. Last night, I think there's like 4 or 5 people in boot camp that are involved with this company that has, they've got this product that extends your gas mileage. It is a fun thing about it. It's something that everybody that drives a car or truck would clearly be interested in. The challenge is, okay, these things have been around for a while. And some companies, they make these claims and they don't work. So hopefully, this company has a product that does work. Now, if it works and you get a customer, you're making pennies. But if you wanted to build a business, you want to find somebody that's going to be a customer. They're going to use it. Every Uber driver, every truck driver on LinkedIn, would be interested in, who wouldn't be interested in saving 25% of your fuel bill? Who wouldn't be interested? But you could talk to people one-on-one, or if you want to build a business, you want to talk to somebody that is not only interested in saving money themselves, but knows a lot of people that know a lot of people. Victor, in your company, when COVID hit and they'd shut down a restaurant, there was one restaurant owner in California, been in business for like 40 years, and they were shut down. They had employees that worked for that restaurant for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. their employees were family members. And somebody showed them your company, showed them there's a way to make $500 a week. And the owner was so impressed that they actually paid for, I think, 25 or 30 of their employees to get into the business. Paid it. Said, listen, it's my gift. You can do this. You know, we all know people that can use these products, and you've got an opportunity to survive financially, you know, until, you know, we get up and running again. So somebody that's working in a restaurant and the restaurant's closed, they've got all their coworkers that are all out of work. Retail stores that were closed, same thing. And right, there's no screen. It's you're only looking at my face. I'm not changing everything because I don't have anything to show you. So,
Hey, Max, I had a question I want to ask you. I seen you posted the when you showed your LinkedIn site, you showed an analytics page. Do you use that?
well, yeah, let me go over that. Whoops. And honestly, no, you don't. I gotta log out of. I was in somebody else's. I think she's in. Yeah, she's in your business. On LinkedIn, what they do is, if you go over and you look at your posts, and of course, right now we're doing this live, but if we come down here, Spartacus, shut up. They give you all kind of analytics, but it doesn't do you any good. Okay, if we go to look at it, they're going to tell they don't tell you who these people are. You got 10 views, you got 9 viewers, but the bottom line is, who are these people? All right, so they'll give you demographics. You don't care about demographics. You care about who are these people. That's why when you post things, you want to post something that entices people to respond. You could ask a question, like when it was wine day, you like red wine or white wine? Encouraging people to react and respond. When you post something, it's all about their reaction. Now, one of the really great things that are new about Facebook, and when I say new, maybe 9 months new, but stories gets the most action on Facebook. And when you post something like, here's my friend David Moses. All right. So David makes a post, and he's going to see all the people that liked it. And he's going to have a list. Now, if you're going to like something for somebody that posts something, love it. number one, loving it gets more reach. It's 50 times more effective than liking something. Hit the love button. Now, David's going to say, now this is only up for 24 hours and then it goes away. I made a post when I was out on my boat and I had over 1,500 people in a 24-hour period that saw it. Some of them liked it, some of them loved it. But there were people that looked at that I haven't talked to in 12 or 14 years. But they saw it. And that gave me a reason to reach out to them. But you have to know who they are. You get these demographics, even if you go, and this is one of the things that LinkedIn really, really likes, or that you really like about LinkedIn. If you go over to your profile, and of course our broadcast is going on right here, but here you can come down to analytics. Okay, so discover who's viewed your profile. This is worth its weight in gold, and it'll give you a breakdown by day of the number of people that looked at it. But unless they give you who it is, this is what you're interested in. So here's somebody that looked at my profile. Notice he's on my first level. Here's somebody that saw it, that is out of my network. And there's no way for me to reach that person because they're out of my network. But everybody here, first level, here's a third level person. Now, many times, if you're reaching out and you're sending connection requests to people, they may come over, they may look at your profile first to see who is this person. And what you can do with this is you bring up their profile. All right. And let's see, let's come over here to more. So it's not like we reached out to them, but this is somebody in Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria is the internet scam capital of the world. Okay. So you stay away from those people. So here's another one. So she looked at my profile, and we got 17 new, and she's also sent me a connection request. So another one. This person's an influencer. Again, send me a connection request. So notice up here at the top, I've got 7 people that want to connect with me. So this becomes another great source of potential prospects. But ultimately, it's going to come down to who are these people. So this is an interesting feature. And again, it comes down to who you choose to talk to, who you choose to respond to, whether it's your birthday or anything else.
So those people that visited your that came and took a look at your LinkedIn profile, would you respond to that at all, or just?
Well, you could. It depends on who they are. If you're just getting started on LinkedIn, I would respond to everybody.
Yeah, you're just adding more people to your connections.
Exactly. But
Mhm.
but what ends up, and you could almost just accept them all. You got 30,000 potential connections. So you don't have to analyze things, but ultimately, here's a professional digital marketer and a YouTube specialist. So look at my profile. Now, what's interesting is I couldn't open up a separate page. So I had to click on the link. So now I see somebody. He's a free buyer and seller of stuff. So grow your business. And he's in Bangladesh. Well, unless your company does business in Bangladesh, what's the point of being connected to something like this? There isn't any. There isn't any, except that maybe some of the people that he's connected to could be prospects. So you come down here. So he's been doing this for a year and a half. And the one thing you just have to keep in the back of your mind is that people put on their page what they want to talk about. They don't necessarily put on their page everything that they do. Another interesting thing is, as you're looking at his page, look over here on the right. You're going to see the people that looked at his page also looked at these pages. So you could end up with prospects over here. They're constantly going to be putting people in front of you. So here's a network marketer, work from home. And she's with a company called Life. Well, good luck. So here, she's probably just getting started in network marketing. All right, we have a number, we got 193, she got 193 connections. We got 16 mutual connections. So she's a network marketer. She's been doing this for 2 years and 9 months. She worked for the Department of Education for 40 years. And she's probably a very, very nice person. But so the question is, what does she do? She's telling you right here. All right. And the bottom line is, without any question, there's no way that she's having any success on LinkedIn. None. You could go up here, you look at her URL, she hasn't done anything with that. But more important, network marketer. The only thing worse that she could put on here would be convicted felon. Okay. Child molester. Okay. I mean, it's sad to say, but what network marketers are doing on LinkedIn, they're brutal. Okay. So you could, so you could reach out to somebody like this and say, hey, Christine, this is what Francisco does, by the way. Christine, I see, and you don't talk about initially network marketing, so you were a department head. What did you do for the Department of Education? It's really nice to connect with you. Man, you did it for 40 years. Why'd you quit? Well, obviously she retired. So now the question is, and I see you've been in network marketing for almost 3 years. What prompted you to get into network marketing? Okay. And get their story. I see you're working with a company called Life. that the only company you've ever worked with, or well, what other companies have you worked with? So how's your business? How's business? And oops, now notice, by the way, here, she's in South Africa. I didn't see that before. South Africa. So you also have to pay attention to where these people are. But if she's not, you see, you could give her a little bit of advice about, contact information. Look, she's not making very good use of her profile. Give her a couple of tips and be your friend. And the rest of it just follows. People will appreciate what you're doing. Now I have a, let me see here. And let's see, we see the picture, can see the screen. James will probably be looking at conversations this afternoon, but we've also got a session, so we'll get on that. Folks, listen. Every day is a day that you can be talking to somebody about your business, period. If you want to be successful in your business, you need to talk to 10 people about your business every day. It's not hard to do on Facebook, not hard to do on LinkedIn. It's easy, it's easy to do, but like Jim Rohn says, being successful in network marketing is easy to do, and it's also easy not to do. You have to develop, you have to remind yourself, why are you in this business? What is your purpose? You have make it your screensaver, but remind yourself every day where you all are going to be. And let me finish up with this: where you're going to be New Year's Eve, and basically close to three and a half months. Where you're going to be in your business New Year's Eve is going to be determined by the number of people you talk to about your business between now and then. That's it. And then, of course, who those people are. You want to rank advance 2 or 3 or 4 levels before the end of the year? Possible. Absolutely possible. You could be you could be advancing 2 ranks a month. You're bringing the right people. I will be back, like I said, this afternoon. For those of you that are in boot camp, we sent you links to the 1 o'clock session. We sent you links to the session tomorrow at 11. So get on here. We'll be looking at profiles. We'll be answering questions. Our goal is to help everybody at boot camp make 5 sales before the end of the month. So we'll talk to